guys? Welcome back to Picking a Fight. I'm Lach,
I'm Jeff.
and today we're gonna be looking at UFC 268. It's a pretty stacked card. We're gonna be looking at the
Opener.
It's the opener now. It wasn't before, but it's been switched up. And this card's actually gonna open up with Justin Gaethje versus Iron Michael Chandler. Yeah, whoever wins this might be next in line for the title shot. What you think?
This one's going to be a really close one. I mean, it could go a bunch of different ways. You see Michael Chandler is a slight underdog. Not much difference in reach, age. But the height is 3-inch height advantage, but I don't think it's going to play into too much. So what you think is going to happen? I think you stated before Michael Chandler is going to wrestle? Or you think he might?
So leading up to this fight, Michael Chandler has been talking about he's not gonna take any step backwards. That he's not gonna be the first one to take a step back. And honestly, I don't know, because like I've always pictured Michael Chandler as a smart fighter. I think he has a pretty good IQ. I think he comes into the fight and is he just fights pretty smart a lot of the times. And so I think, knowing that, I think him saying he's gonna stand there and bang with Justin Gaethje, I think that's a lie. I honestly don't think that's the smartest way to approach this fight. Honestly, I think that's probably the worst way he could approach this fight.
You think he's just doing it for like mind games type of thing, to give him that false confidence that he's gonna play his game?
Yeah, I think he's usually doing it. I think he's doing that to do that and just to promote the fight. You know, I think on paper, if they both stand and bang, I mean, that's obviously a fight you can't miss, right? Because both guys pretty explosive, pretty powerful. But I think Justin Gaethje's. I think Michael Chandler's gonna wrestle. I think he's gonna. I think he saw what Khabib did to Justin, and I think he's gonna want to replicate it. I think he's gonna try to go for the takedown and look for the submission, if not for some ground and pound. But I honestly think that's a much harder task than it seems. I think Justin's really strong. I mean, Justin stopped some of Khabib's takedowns before being finished. So I don't know. I feel like that's Michael Chandler's best way to win. But I still don't like his odds, because I mean, both guys have Division I wrestling backgrounds. Yeah. They were really good wrestlers back in the day. So I just don't. Obviously, Chandler's used it more in his MMA career. Gaethje, he has a great wrestling background, but he relies just on his hands. But I think it'll be Chandler looking for the grappling. But I honestly think he's not gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be successful. I think for it being a 3-round fight, I don't see Gaethje getting tired from the wrestling or in the clinches and stuff like that. I think Gaethje's actually gonna be stronger. I think he's bigger. He's more acclimated to this weight. Obviously, Chandler's freaking swole, and he cuts a lot of weight. But I just think the size is gonna be the biggest difference. I think Gaethje's coming in this fight really in probably the best shape he's been in a long time. So yeah, I think he's gonna wrestle. I know people have said Michael Chandler's chin is maybe a little suspect. He got dropped by Charlie. I was about to say Charlie Olives, by Charles Oliveira. He's been hurt. He's been cracked a lot of times before, and so I think that doesn't it's not such a good sign for him that he's fighting someone with really heavy hands for this division, someone that's been able to put out a lot of guys that aren't that easy to put out the way he has. So I think that's why I honestly don't think he's gonna stand there and bang. I just think that's not the best. And I mean, we saw in the Oliveira fight, his striking defense is not the best. He makes a lot of mistakes. He's probably gonna fix some of them, but I just think to fix them in like a couple months, I think is a tall order that I think is not possible for not just Chandler but a lot of fighters. So I think he's gonna have a lot of holes in his defense. And Gaethje has some pretty good boxing. He can get really sloppy when he gets drawn into a brawl, but I think the brawl, like, even though Chandler is, I think, more explosive, I think the brawl benefits Gaethje. That's just where he lives, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think?
I mean, I think I think Gaethje has to stay calm, right? So I mean
breathe.
I mean that in two different ways. One way I mean it as in, like, he has to stay patient. I think when he's been a patient fighter, he's done a lot better than when he just tried to brawl it out. So I think he has to remain calm in the ring. Let things come to him. Also, there's gonna be a crowd in New York, right? So I think he can't let that get to his head. You know, I mean, he is the highlight, but you know, you gotta put that in the back of your head. You know, you gotta win the fight first. And I'm sure he has what 100% finish rate, right? He either gets finished or he finishes.
He either kills or be killed.
So I think just that overall, like his draw is already there. You know, I think he's gonna perform. I think someone's gonna get finished here.
Yeah, I think so too, for sure. Who do you think it's gonna be though, and how?
That gets finished or that wins?
Both.
Right. All right, I think Michael Chandler is gonna get finished. I think he's gonna fail all the takedown attempts. I think Gaethje's gonna catch him with a counter again, like kind of like Charles Oliveira did. Yeah, so I got Gaethje winning. You?
Yeah, I agree. Sorry. I think Justin is gonna get the better of the striking exchanges. I think, like I said, Chandler's gonna wrestle, so I think he's gonna push the pace, and he has to remain composed, not overextend on his punches, or he's gonna make the takedown that much easier for Michael Chandler. So I mean, but I just think Justin's gonna be able to stop. I think he's strong enough and is skilled enough to stop the takedown. Plus, Michael Chandler's more of a traditional wrestler rather than like a Khabib Dagestani type of wrestling, like that sambo stuff. So I think that benefits Justin, that it's a style he's more familiar with. And so I do think he's going to stop the takedowns. And yeah, I do see him finishing Michael Chandler. I think he's going to probably connect with something either late in the first or in the second. And so I actually have Justin Gaethje by TKO in the second, officially. Yeah, but it's a close fight. If this turns into a brawl, honestly, I'd be pretty surprised. I know that's what people expect, but I honestly don't think it's going to go that way. I either think Justin's going to hurt him pretty early, or Chandler might get his way with the wrestling, or he might land something big. The speed might surprise him initially, but if I had to bet on it, I would go Justin Gaethje with the win.
Same.
So yeah, we both agree. We both think Justin Gaethje is gonna add Iron Mike to the highlight, and you're gonna have to tune in UFC 268 this Saturday to see if we're right, if we're wrong. But in the meantime, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment down below, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we post. We post for almost every UFC event, almost every fight night, almost every pay-per-view. So go ahead and do that. Follow us on Instagram at Picking a Fight. We post there some highlights from the night before. From the fights and all that. So go ahead and do that, and yeah, we'll see you then.